So if you've never tried taking a few moments to just breathe and calm down before you eat. Hi, friends. This week we are talking about the magic of taking a breath before you eat. I suggest that you try it. It really goes a long way when you're trying to connect and be present with your meal. And the reason that I really suggest this is because when you're trying to make conscious choices, taking that breath, having that comma in your eating goes a really long way. So it can be a really simple practice. If you're in a busy office setting, or maybe you're eating in your car, or whatever you have going on, you can literally take a breath anywhere. But if you put a little bit more into it, a little bit more conscious choice, it can help you to be fully present, tap into that hunger quotient like we learned in the last video, and make your meal work for you. So when we take the time to breathe and connect and become present before we eat, it's easier to stop when we're full, know whether we're eating because we're hungry or just because, or if what we're going to eat is really going to serve us. There is a lot going on. It's easy to get distracted. It's super easy to make choices because they're convenient, right? Packing a lunch, it takes time, it takes planning, it's a lot of work, but making that effort to do that, you feel better in the long run. So the more often you tap into what feels good, then the more often you're going to want to do those things, and they won't feel like chores. They'll feel more like things that are serving you. So today I want to just walk you through a really brief breathing practice that you can do before any meal. And I'm here in the kitchen to show you that you can do this literally anywhere. You can do it in the car. You can do it. You can do this practice at work. You can do this practice literally any place that you're taking the time to eat a meal. Now, you know that I really want you to separate yourself from distractions when you're eating. This is going to help. So if at all possible, sit down at a table, leave the electronics out of the way, turn off the phone, step away from the computer. And if, like a lot of us, you're working in your kitchen more and more these days, try to designate a little space someplace else for eating your meal. Maybe in the dining room if you have one. Maybe setting aside a little space in the kitchen that's just for eating, that you don't have to think about your work and you don't have to think about your to-do list, right? Okay, so to get started, find a comfortable seat. This is going to sound a lot like a yoga class. Find a comfortable seat, put your feet on the floor, and then sit up nice and tall wherever you happen to be. I like to close my eyes when I do this practice, but you don't have to. So if it feels comfortable for you, go ahead and sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulders back and close your eyes. Let out a nice deep breath. Maybe bring one hand to your heart space and one hand to your belly space. And then start to breathe in and out through your nose. So take a nice big in-breath through your nose. And as you exhale, think, I am fully present. So that's going to be your mantra through this whole thing. I am fully present. It doesn't need to be anything more than that. Every time you inhale, I want you to sit up a little taller. I want you to make some space between your shoulders and your hips. Sit up very tall in your chair, root down through your feet on the floor if your feet touch the floor, and relax your shoulders down. Every time you exhale, just think to yourself, I am fully present. Every time you breathe out, I want you to feel how the stress just melts off. Feel how the hours leading up to this point start to melt away. Now I want you to begin to tap in. Keep breathing. Eyes are still closed. Tap into how you're feeling here. Are you hungry? How do you feel about this meal you're about to eat? Let everything else melt away, just the food that you're about to eat, appreciating that you have this meal, appreciating that you have this time set aside. If it's 90 seconds or 90 minutes, you still have the opportunity to enjoy what you're eating. Now, as you let everything start to melt away and you feel calm and centered and you're really present with what you're about to eat, I want you to set an intention for this meal. It might be to nourish. I'm nourishing my body. I'm energizing my body. I'm giving myself the gift of this meal as a break. And we'll just take 3 more breaths here. Let all of that just roll around in your mind. I'm present with my meal. I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat my meal. I appreciate this food. Now, in the next inhale, I want you to go ahead and become very present with where you are, wherever it is that you're sitting physically, in the kitchen, at your desk. Hopefully you stepped away. And then as you exhale, notice that you have 0 tension coming with you to this meal. Notice that you feel amazing. And then go ahead and allow your eyes to open. And then look at your meal that you have or anticipate that you're going to unpack or make or put on your plate and put in front of you. And I want you to appreciate that you took this time to step back and breathe. And now with that intention of being aware of what you're eating, go ahead and tap into that hunger quotient. How hungry are you? Are you very hungry? Are you a little hungry? Are you eating because it's time? Whatever that might be. And make the choice. I'm going to eat all of this. I'm going to eat half of this. I'm going to eat half and check in and see how it goes. And then go from there and let it go. Let it be what it is. So that is how you use breath work with your meal. And you can see it's super simple. You can do it anywhere. But the more that you do it, the more you're applying that yoga principle of being present to your meal, the more these choices will start to serve you in the long run. The more you'll start to feel better about what you're eating, you'll have more confidence, you'll have more energy, and you might notice that things like anxiety and mood swings and fatigue, those don't affect you as much anymore. There you have it, you guys. Yoga for food. It's really that simple to be present with your meal, to increase your awareness around your choices and what you're doing. Go ahead and practice it as often as you can, and I'll see you next time.